Miss Curry, you'd best get off my property. This is my mine. I don't need nobody bushwhacking around here.
You've had your last warning, Pilgrim. Oh, we started loading that one. You've had your last chance, Pilgrim. Dang, I wish I'd loaded that one. All right, Pilgrim, this is your last chance.
Anybody see where that brass went? All right, what's this one, guys? No, it's not a 35 Remington, not a 30-30, not a 32 Special, not a 45-70. This is the mystery cartridge of the week. You'll never guess. 348 WCF. 348 WCF, what does that stand for? Winchester centerfire. That's what Winchester called most of his cartridges back in the day. The 30-30 was originally the 30 Winchester centerfire. But Winchester, before that, was looking for a more powerful cartridge. And people really missed this one because it didn't last all that long, although it was, for quite a while, the most powerful lever-action cartridge in Winchester's arsenal. And I'll bet you've never shot one before.
No, I haven't. I'm really excited to.
Well, I've only shot it a few times myself, but this rifle is a special part of the program because it was the first and only lever-action rifle ever chambered for the 348 Winchester.
It looks fatter than a 30-30. Like the case looks fatter. The bullet's bigger, obviously. But it's a 34 caliber bullet.
Yeah, it's a good point, because most people say, well, it's a 35, 348. You know how they kind of fudge numbers on different cartridges and things, but this is actually a .348 inch diameter bullet. It's a 34 caliber.
That's the only one I've ever heard of. Is there any others?
I've never heard of another one.
If you haven't, there's probably not one.
But get this. This is also the only rifle ever chambered for that, and this is also the only chambering that was ever put in this rifle. Have you any idea what the rifle is?
It's no.
This is a Winchester. It's called the Model 71, which is kind of a strange name for rifle because it never came out in 1871. The Model 94 came out in 94. The Model 95 came out in 95. The 1886 came out in 86. And all of a sudden, in 1936, they come out with a Model 71. I don't know why. I don't know why they called it the 71.
And what was the desire? Like, what grain bullets do these shoot versus like what was previous?
Here's what Winchester was trying to do. They're competing now in this era with bolt action rifles and the 30-06 cartridge and all the ones that were popping up with all that kind of power. And see, here's their lever actions, and the most powerful cartridges they could shoot weren't very powerful when you compare it to the modern stuff. This was the most powerful lever action cartridge in the Winchesters until they made the 1895, which is the one that has the vertical stack magazine here in there.
Yeah.
And that's when Teddy Roosevelt took over to Africa in 405 Winchester.
I've seen the bison get shot with a 405. It does a number on a bison.
So that's a big, powerful one, but that didn't come out till 95. Here's the deal. In 86, Winchester needed to compete with all these single-shot rifles that were set up for the really big, powerful Buffalo cartridges. 4570, the pressures that were in there, they had to have something. So they said, get busy, Mr. Browning, because he's designing all these rifles, John Browning.
No, let's just have a moment of silence
for John.
For John Moses Browning.
Bow our heads. Thank you, John.
Okay.
So what he came up with was these two locking bars in the action. See that?
Whoa.
They slide up into these two grooves on the bolt body, and that's what locks it in. Can you imagine the kind of pressure you can hold back with those two big old bars locked in there?
A lot.
Yeah. So they had the black powder cartridges still back in those days, and they just couldn't get that much power out of them, even though they made it in a 5110, if you can imagine such a cartridge.
I want one.
So that was what Winchester did to try to compete with these single shots handling the really big, heavy cartridges. But the biggest one, I think that the most powerful one they came up with was called the 33 WCF. And that was a predecessor to this. They stopped building that the same year they started building this. So this was the replacement. And all they did with this rifle was they made a few subtle changes, slicked it up, made it a little bit of an improved Model 86. So this is essentially the Winchester 86 with those improvements, half magazine on it, So it looked a little slicker and all, and then chambered it for that 348 Winchester centerfire. And this thing will throw a 200 grain bullet about 2,700 feet per second, which is really fast for those days too.
Yeah.
And that would generate about,
it was
no, wait a minute, I got that number wrong. 2,500 feet per second, and it generated 2,700 feet per second of energy in the bullet. So that was big stuff, big medicine. Until 95, when along came Roosevelt's big medicine, the 405 Winchester. But this was considered to be kind of the ultimate elk rifle back in the day.
I would shoot an elk with that.
Yeah, I would too if one ever showed up and I had a tag. But they only made it until 1958. And
really?
Then they came out with a new lever action. They were really going to modernize them with that lever action Model 88.
Oh, the 358. Was that?
Yeah. They chambered the 358 cartridge, which was the...
I have no idea.
308.
Oh, 308 necked up to that.
And that is actually as powerful as, slightly more powerful than this.
Yeah.
Because this one, of course, in the old rifles and everything else, they had the... Initially, that came out with black powder.
Yeah.
Before it switched over. So they were keeping their pressures pretty low. I think this one has a cup pressure of around 42,000 copper units of pressure to measure the chamber pressures.
Which the 358 has
52 somewhere in that
52,000.
Yeah, so it can take more pressure. Shoots the same weight bullets, 200 grain bullets.
But the 358 could shoot the spire points.
Bingo. Spire point bullet because it didn't have the tubular magazine.
Yeah.
It had the vertical stack magazine. But the Model 88 lever action never really took off for Winchester. You know, it's a great design along the lines of the Savage 99 with that vertical stack magazine.
There's a special place in my heart for Savage 99.
But they never had great triggers. They were always pretty heavy.
Sludgy.
So, yeah, they were just... But I think the bigger thing was by when that came out in the 1960s, hunters were going to bolt actions.
Yeah.
It was just really taken over. Winchester tried to hang in there with the lever action. I think Winchester always thought of itself as the ultimate lever action rifle company. They started it all, even though Spencer was out at the same time. The Henry became the Winchester.
Yeah.
Well, Oliver Winchester just bought into it, and Henry got pushed off to the side, the guy who actually designed it, to the Henry rifle. And then Winchester became... creating all these different versions. So the Henry became the Yellow Boy, and became the 73, the first one with a steel instead of a brass receiver. And that was chambered for the 4440. And then they went to the 86. I think there was a 76 in there somewhere too. Didn't amount to too much, but all kinds of lever actions. And I think Winchester wanted to hang on to that cachet. Even though they had the Model 70 bolt action rifle, considered the finest in North America, the American-made rifles for bolt actions was the Model 70, the rifleman's rifle. They still wanted to hang in there with the lever actions, and given the Savage what it was doing, and I think at the same time even the Finns with the Finlight lever action rifle, real similar. That design, Winchester wanted to hang in there and maintain that title as the maker of the ultimate lever action rifles, but hunters just didn't buy into it in big numbers. But this one, it really hangs on as kind of a, ooh, it's Winchester 71. Kind of special that way. So I think what we need to do with this big boy is shoot it, chronograph some of these loads. Now, a fan of mine in the area brought this over for me to play around with.
Yeah.
And we're going to get him. I've got a bunch of this brass somewhere in my stash that I'm going to give to him if I can find it. But we're going to shoot a few of his loads up. I've got some North Fork bullets coming. They're currently one of the bigger builders of them. I think Barnes makes some pretty good bullets for it yet. And Hornady still loads these. I saw some just last year in a shop. And I think Winchester's still offering the 348. But this is the only lever action rifle ever chambered for it. There was a single shot made by somebody, I don't remember who, but a foreign manufacturer of some kind chambered it in that. This is the cartridge that made the Model 71 famous. It has nothing to do with Milwaukee. I don't remember the tune they used for that beer commercial. Those are the good old days.
It was like Santa Claus was coming to town.
No. Milwaukee beer is coming to town. You drink it when you're happy. You drink it when you're sad. You drink it when you're angry as heck. And you drink it when you're glad. Oh!
All right, Grandpa Ron's going to see if he can hit a target. Now I'm shooting at 50 yards because much further than that I can't see it. But we'll have Young Eyes Tate take some shots too and see what this thing's capable of. Hope I got sufficient ear protection in for this fire-breathing dragon called the 348 Winchester.
Okay, eyeballs, where is that? Oh, that's not too bad. Hey, look at there, guys, straight up. Woohoo! Baby, I like the way that pops up and over. Clever action, man. Can't beat it for cowboy action shooting. Hey, that went 2,765 feet.
Whoa!
Yeah. No wonder they wanted this one for elk hunting. I would have taken an elk with that shot. Now that one is level and an inch. That is so cool the way that pops out of there. I love it. Wow, nice. Not going to get a great group here, guys, but it's all dead elk or deer. Ah, it just gets so blurry to see that thing. I thought that didn't pick up. I'm not running it hard enough because of this table. Just nicking the bottom of that table. The lever action is like a bolt action. You don't baby the bolt, and you don't baby the lever action. That one's straight up too, isn't it?
Just left, a little bit high.
A little bit high and a little bit left. I'll take it. Pop goes the weasel. 340. You know, that recoil is not bad at all. No? That kind of surprised me. I was expecting a bigger bite. The average on that, by the way, guys, was 2760. I'll show you here. 2760. We'll need to do the math on that, but we're supposed to shoot at 2,500 feet per second. And this is shooting at 27. So this is getting close to 3,000 foot-pounds of energy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's impressive.
This is Starline brass. I've got to have that gentleman who loaned this to me show up and do some more video on it, maybe do some hand loading. I've got some North Fork bullets ordered. Yeah. We'll do something at that and just see how fast we can get this thing shooting. But this looks like it's pretty much top of the line for pressures. Take a look at that. Getting a little bit of cratering on it. Yeah. Not bad, though. Sure didn't feel like it was. All right. You want to try some? Of course. Cowboy. Give me 2 left in there. I made a mistake. I said it was a 5-round for the tube. It's 5-round if there's one already in the chamber. Yeah, you got to go complete. Yep. Complete. You got it, Tiger. Here, let me put the speed meter up there for you.
Were you snowmanning it, or were you just putting the bead on it?
I flushed the bead up with the dip. Okay. Yep, and the target was just over the top of it. So the little red dot sits on top of the bead, and the bead fits fully in the bottom to fill the gap in the rear sight. Don't flinch now.
No promises.
I know you want to.
I flinched.
Looks like you hit above mine on the right. Woo! Isn't that something, the way they fly out of there? That is so cool.
Let's go one more.
Yeah. Then I want you to try 100.
Okay, I can try it. That is a heavy trigger.
I think that hit up by my first one, didn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, you want to waste one more, or are you satisfied? Let's go for 100. Yeah, I think here first, and then I was down here, and then I went back here, so you must have gone here and here. I saw your first one, I think, here, and then you're there. So, you know, you got a dead deer.
The first one I flinched on, that's like an 8-pound trigger, I feel like.
Let's measure it when we get back. I didn't mind it. You said you thought I was going to break it about 8?
Yeah, I guess.
And I thought it was
maybe
a lot less than
6.
that. So.
I guess 6.
4.5 there, bud. Whoa. I didn't think it was a bad trigger at all. I liked it myself. Let me try that again. See if it's maybe inconsistent. That time it was 5.5.
That's a heavy trigger, but for a lever gun, it's not terrible.
Well, it doesn't have any creep or drag to it. I liked it myself, but, you know, I'm an old cowboy. Ha-ha! 4 3/4. So somewhere between 4.5 and 5 1/4. I think it's fairly consistent. I like it. Yeah, it takes a man to pull a trigger like that, son.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot 100 and see if I can hit the paper. Oh. It like that bead takes up the entire paper.
Well, you hit the paper.
Did I hit the paper?
But I have no idea where.
Well, we'll shoot one more. And we'll
I think you went high and right or left.
High left?
Look again. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking you're about 2 inches to the left and high.
Okay.
Let's go see where you hit. So here's Tate's shots. Quite a bit high. 4, 4, and 5 high and consistently to the left. So yeah, was it the gun or is it how he sees it? Probably how he sees it. I'll try a couple shots and see where I vary it from what he's doing. Wow, that thing really kicks him out. We'll give her one more. You know, the recoil is just really not that bad. You know it's there, but it doesn't hurt the shoulder at all, even though that's pretty effective recoil pad given its age especially. Nice setup. I like it. There you have it, the all-new Winchester Model 71 in the all-new modern 348 Winchester cartridge. Get yourself one this Christmas. Hunt honest and shoot straight.
Got a bug on you.
Got a bug on me.
I just don't want to look like an idiot on this side. That's
can't be helped.